Shadows fall across the floor. We do not talk much anymore. I stare at my empty hands. I failed your future plans. My chest feels cold and tight. I kept you awake all night. The fault is mine to own. I turned your heart to stone. We made vows we could not keep. Now I watch you while you sleep. Holding on steals all my breath. This love feels like a quiet death. True devotion should bring peace, so I will grant you your release. Take my hand for one last song. I know here is not where you belong. I love you deeply, so I step aside. You have nothing left to hide. Go and find a brighter sun. A beautiful race is done. Walk away with perfect grace. Leave this dark and heavy place. Morning creeps into the room. Dust dances in the gloom. My soul is entirely alone. You stare at your silent phone. I caused the tears you cried. I pushed your dreams aside. Love should never drain your soul. It should make your spirit whole. Guilt is heavy in my mind. I was selfish and blind. Fighting fate is just a lie. I will not force you to try. You deserve a lighter road. Let me take away the load. Spin around the floor with me, then I will finally set you free. Have a life of endless light. I will vanish in the night. Do not look back in regret. Forgive the sorrow we have met. Fly away and spread your wings. Go embrace what tomorrow brings. I drop my pride upon the ground. Silence is a heavy sound. I thought I could make you stay, but I just got in your way. I smile through my secret pain. I will not ask you back again. This is how I prove my care. I give you back the open air. Hold me close before you pack. I promise I will not hold you back. Live a story full of cheer. Leave behind the sadness here. Just step outside and breathe the wind. This is where your true past begin. My greatest gift is letting go, because I treasure you so. The door clicks shut behind you. I pray good fortune finds you. The house is still and stark. I am sitting in the dark. I release my favorite part. That is the truth in my heart. We survived an awful crash. My mistakes ruined us. I broke your gentle trust. You look completely tired. The initial spark expired. I am drowning by myself. I put our memory on a shelf. Romance should lift you high. It must not make you weep. I swore I would protect your glow, but I only delivered woe. Now I face my bitter shame, though my fondness is still the same. Let us sway to this melody, then sail across the sea. Find a glee I could not give you. Have a vibrant life to live. I am stepping out of you. I want the very best for you. Untethered from my shattered ship, let my fingers softly slip. Raindrops hit the window glass. I count the weary minutes pass. I remember all my harsh replies. I see the damage in your eyes. A tired bond is surely wrong. You have suffered way too long. I carry all the crushing weight. I realize it is too late. Passion is not meant to bleed. I failed every single need. I promised forever years ago. Now I must bow and let you flow. I accept the total blame, but my caring is still the same. Move with me across the rug. Share a final tender hug. Chase a path of golden bliss. I seal our ending with a kiss. Go discover magic shores. Everything you want is yours. Escape the prison of my flaws. I will accept the aching pause. A healthy match brings comfort near. It does not manifest in fear. I wanted us to beat the odds. We fell beneath the angry gods. I will sit within the gray while you safely drift away. I strip the chains from off your feet. My solitary ruin is complete. Hear the violence softly play before you bravely drive away. Look at new horizons ahead. Forget the foolish things I said. Claim the joy you truly earned. Abandon the bridges we have burned. I dissolve into the mist. I erase myself from your list. The suitcase rolls across the wood. I would undo it if I could. The quiet echoes loudly now. I make a lonely silent vow to cherish what we used to name. My deep respect is still the same. Twilight settles on the wall. I barely recognize this hall. We sit miles apart today. I threw our harmony away. My breathing hurts with deep regret. I broke the boundaries we set. You seem hollow on the couch. I shrink back into a slouch. Caring deeply should feel kind. It must not exhaust your mind. I painted portraits in my head, but I gave you stress instead. I will shoulder every fault. I bring the struggle to a halt. Walk beside me one last time, then go seek a different climb. Take the goodness that you seek. I was selfish, I was weak. May you find a brilliant sky. I will gently say goodbye. Walk toward a smiling dawn. I will permanently stay withdrawn. Coffee cools inside your cup. You refuse to gaze right up. I extinguished all your fire. I destroyed your pure desire. Every argument took a toll. I fractured pieces of your core. I observe your nervous shake. This is entirely my mistake. True attachment sets you loose. I will not offer an excuse. I cause wrinkles on your face. I erase my awkward space. You require a soothing touch. I demanded way too much. Take a final rhythmic turn. Leave the lessons I must learn. Step into a blooming field. May your deepest cuts be healed. Travel far beyond my reach. Heed the wisdom you could teach. Every version of you shines. I release our tangled lines. Holding tightly causes grief. I must offer you relief. You shrink smaller day by day. I am why you fade away. I surrender my control. Taking leaves a jagged hole, but my affection remains profound. I will vanish underground. Hold my shoulder to the beat, then go walk the sunny street. Build a universe of smiles. Cross 1,000 happy miles. I will carry my defeat. Make your victory complete. Every version of you beams. Go inhabit better dreams. Your jacket vanishes from sight. I step back into the black. I refuse to call you back. The apartment loses all its noise. I abandon all my joys. I accept what I must do. I love every version of you. The midnight strikes the bell. I trapped us in a shell. I inspect my leather boots. I poisoned our growing roots. You appear totally burnt out. I generated massive doubt. I crushed the items we formed. The peaceful weather stormed. True partners do not stop. I executed a terrible job. I will snip the tying string. I yield the silver locate a safer spot. I undo the messy knot. Rock alongside me on the boards, strum the concluding acoustic chords. I am offering the map. Wake up from this brutal trap, venture forth and start anew. I retreat from your domain, experience a vivid routine, exit this tragic scene. Loving you softly means this: I guide you toward pure bliss. Oh, the moon rises in the east, I sport our fancy feast. You shiver under the sheet, I receive my gigantic loss. I toss star medals across, I required constant praise. I wrecked your joyful weeks, droplets tumble past your cheeks. I guaranteed a glowing gem, I snapped the flower stem, constructed a giant crate, I served a sour plate. You covered a healing balm, you merit a river calm. Glide alongside me on the mat, forsake our dismal chat, explore a town where you can sing, shed the sharp painful sting, heart the rushing teardrops now. Witness the velvet curtain drop, stuff your trunk and board the train, evade my constant strain. Loving you softly is clear, I sever the anchors here. I collapse upon my knees, I ignore my frantic pleas, clinging firmly is extremely cruel. I behave like a fool, a proper union elevates the mood. I supply toxic food, now I spot you, grab your coat. Anguish tightens up my throat. Tap your shoes to closing notes, float away on sturdy boats, erect a cabin of yellow bricks, flee my complicated tricks, pursue a smooth level track, cut my bleak connection, maintain your vision pointing straight. I will unlatch the metal gate. Loving you softly is true, I surrender my claim on you. The motor revs down the block, I peer at the ticking clock, I bear my stinging wound. We are thoroughly untuned, I rest on a neat mattress, I authored this giant mess. Loving you softly never ends, I blow a distant breeze, I freeze among the trees. September branches hit the lawn, your energy is fully gone. I brought thunder to your brain, I am a relentless stain. You examine your left heel, I took away your zeal. I replaced your health with terror, I am a pathetic error. Both of us are feeling numb, you review your resting thumb. Loyal allies raise the chin, I committed a bad sin. I will undo the iron lock, I will absorb the sudden shock. I will jump outside the lens, we are making 0 sense. Stroll with me along the stage, to the mast. The grandfather pendulum drops. I destroy our planting crops. I filled up your veins with dread. I am a virus in the shed. I twist up your guts in knots. I pollute our garden plots. Warm lovers do not ask to starve. I let ugly chisels carve. I lowered your immense worth. I am a miserable earth. You were crying in the den. I am the lowest of men. Loyal allies raise the chin. Committed a bad sin. I will undo the iron lock. I will absorb the sudden shock. I will jump outside the lens. We are making zero sense. Stroll with me along the stage. Read my ending written page. Hunt a kingdom packed with gold. In the fable we have told. Make a warm, soft nest. I'll pass your difficult grand test. Leap and lead a stunning tale. I will ride inside this jail. March into the blank unknown. I will navigate my zone. My absolute regard says it do. I wish paradise for you, unconditional and vast. Nail our flag unto the mast. I reverse against the plaster. I am a walking disaster. Gripping fiercely breaks your bone. I must isolate my tone. I select the barren route. You can eat the sweetest fruit. I will suffer in the shade while your gorgeous movies roll. I forfeit my strict control. This is my most honest deed. I provide a planted seed. My intentions are secure. I administer the cure. Stroll with me along the stage. Read my ending written page. Hunt a kingdom packed with gold. In the fable we have told. Make a warm, soft nest. Pass your difficult grand test. Leap and lead a stunning tale. I will ride inside this jail. March into the blank unknown. I will navigate my zone. My absolute regard says it do. I wish paradise for you, unconditional and vast. Nail our flag unto the mast. The painted cab arrives at 5. I beg you will finally thrive. The tires roll on the cement. I accept the banishment. My massive feelings lack a limit. I will plummet in a minute. Unconditional and grand. I sink underneath the sand. The frost bites the wooden frame. I am the only one to blame. I hold the matches to the wood. I ruined everything good. I brought a blizzard to your day. I chased your happiness away. You slump against the writing desk. I made your daily routine grotesque. I am a storm you must avoid. Our fragile haven is destroyed. A worthy lover offers aid. I made you timid and afraid. I built a towering thick fence. My jealousy was too intense. I must unbind the iron cuffs, because my sorry is not enough. Hold my waist for one slow tune underneath the lonely moon. Depart and seek a grander prize. Wipe the dampness from your eyes. Dry the water falling down. Flee this suffocating town. Pack your bags and freely roam. Leave this suffocating home. My affection continues to grow, whether you stay or go. Whether you stay or go. The candle melts upon the tray. I have 0 words to speak today. My character is terribly weak. My discipline is badly flawed. My clumsy actions left you awed. I hold your liberty hostage. I am a bird inside a cage. You stare into your coffee mug. I am a miserable, ugly bug. I fed you portions of my dread. I filled your stomach with my angst instead. Worthy suitors heal the bruise. I provided terrible news. I admit my fatal crime. I wasted your precious time. I step away from the brink. I will give you room to think. Sway with me across the tile. Linger for a little while. Go explore a distant land. Drop my trembling, sweaty hand. Find a beautiful, endless rest. Put my memory to the test. Gather blossoms in the spring. Hear the pretty robins sing. My loyalty is a constant show, whether you stay or go. A selfish man would beg and plead, but your healing is my only creed. I drop my heavy iron sword. I sever this fraying metal cord. I melt the bitter, freezing frost. I gladly pay the massive cost. I'll watch you write a final draft. I abandon my sinking raft. I surrender my anxious watch. I ruin everything I botch. Spin with me beside the flame. I will erase my ugly name. Wander toward the shining star. Travel safely in your car. You deserve the highest peak. Say the words you wanna speak. Take a breath of winter air. Find a partner who is fair. I will welcome the lonely dusk. I am a brittle, broken husk. My allegiance holds a steady tempo, whether you stay or go. Taxi waits upon the curb. No more voices will disturb. The quiet swallows up my speech. You are entirely out of reach. I dismantle this awful snare. I surrender my anxious care. My fondness outlasts the snow, whether you stay or go. television screen is black. We have wandered off the track. You lean against the kitchen sink. I give you too much time to think. I strip the passion from your voice. I understand your current choice. My constant worry pulled you down. I wore a terrifying frown. Devotion ought to feel secure. I offer motives so impure. I must subtract the dragon stone. I leave you entirely alone. I step completely out of frame. I carry every ounce of blame. Grip my fingers as the music plays, then exit out this endless maze. Seek out a valley lush and green. Arrive upon a brighter scene. Protect your precious beating chest. Embark upon a joyous quest. I accept the final push and shove. You are my greatest love. The ceiling fan begins to spin. I recognize the state we are in. I crush the petals of our rose. I authored all your weeping woes. You zip your jacket to the chin. I suffer deeply from within. A romance cannot survive on fears. A bond requires happy years. Attachment is not meant to scar. I took this jealousy too far. I dropped my weapons in the dirt. I stopped this never-ending hurt. I will embrace my punishment. I validate your banishment. Listen to the telling. Softly you weep, then climb the mountain tall and steep. Find a paradise to boldly claim. Forget my complicated name. Discover treasures in the earth. Realize your massive endless worth. I release the gentle captive dove. You remain my greatest love. Selfishness is quite severe. I refuse to keep you prisoner here. I swallow all my bitter pride. I open up the portal wide. I deserve this empty, hollow space. You deserve a much better place. I will not beg or make a plea. I grant you total liberty. Your chain upon my neck, then leave this sinking tragic break. Pursue a bright and shiny goal. Protect your soft, untarnished soul. Ignite your precious inner spark. I will abide inside the dark. I will stand outside in the pouring rain. I will endure the quiet pain. My affection sits high above. Farewell to my greatest love. The porch light flickers in the breeze. My arteries begin to freeze. The neighborhood is completely still. I swallow down this bitter peace. The corridor remains entirely mute. I pack your final matching suit. I fold your favorite woolen coat. A heavy block expands my throat. I observe the sweat upon your brow. I comprehend the problem now. My constant demands wore you thin. I let the ugly resentment win. A pure connection brings absolute joy. I was a careless, destructive boy. I must unfasten the tight harness. I clear away this massive blur. I erase the damage that occurs. Hold my palms for a brief minute. Find a story with magic in it. Escape the harsh, inviting climate. Unlink our fragile, fraying tether. Step toward the brilliant sunrise. I will apologize for my lies. I pledge to forever remain true. I am totally devoted to you. The kitchen counter holds 2 plates. I ponder our differing fates. I poured the poison in the well. I built this tiny private hell. You require a joyful symphony. I provided only tragedy. I inspect the chips upon the bowl. I relinquish my awful role. A genuine partner promotes a grin. I cause you trouble from within. I dismantle this fragile tent. I agree to your prompt sin. I release the binding cord. I lay down my heavy sword. Grasp my wrist for a short moment. Avoid my bitter, angry torment. Climb aboard the departing vessel. Cease this tyrant mental wrestle. Seek a brilliant, shining coast. I abandon my selfish pose. My commitment is forever brand new. I am deeply devoted to you. Forcing a bond creates a massive fight. I retreat into the quiet evening. I support your sudden leaving. You require a vast open prairie. My baggage is too difficult to carry. I applaud your brand new start. I surrender my rigid stance. I offer this concluding motion. I pour out my deep emotion. Press your cheek against my skin before your new adventures begin. Drive your truck across the border. Restore your gentle mental order. Chase a lovely golden vision. I support your bold decision. You must sprint toward the daylight. I will rapidly stride out of sight. My allegiance is transparent and true. I am completely devoted to you. The engine idles down the lane. I wash away the muddy track. I promise never to return. I watch the autumn foliage turn. The dining area is extremely bare. I stand upon the silent stairs. I cherish everything you do. Forever devoted to you. Gray clouds gather outside. Our apartment feels so wide. I gaze at the silver keys. I brought you to your knees. jeans. You stared deeply at the wall. I caused this sudden fall. My panic was too intense. I broke your last defense. A companion should offer a shield. I forced you to constantly yield. I untied the heavy chain. I removed the ache and strain. You need a peaceful retreat. I accept my harsh defeat. Lean softly onto my chest, then go find your ultimate rest. Journey toward the shining moon. Forget my melancholy tune. Unfold your beautiful sails. Escape my terrible jails. I offer this pure expression. This is my heart's confession. The mirror reflects a ghost. I was a terrible host. I noticed your folded jeans. I smashed our future scenes. You breathe with a heavy sigh. I severed our binding tie. Real passion provides a lift. I wasted my precious gift. True lovers provide a spark. I plunged you into the dark. I lowered my pointing hand. I loosened the wedding band. You require a quiet shore. I will not beg anymore. Step lightly along the grass. Watch the final seconds pass. Ascend to a higher cloud. I acted overly proud. Seek out a colorful hue. I step away from you. Listen to my vital lesson. Hear my heart's confession. Keeping you is deeply unfair. I strip the grief from the air. I push my ego apart. I mend your broken heart. You hunger for honest smiles. I retreat for many miles. I bless your onward trail. I lower my ragged sail. Swirl gently beneath the lamp. Evade my dismal camp. Run into the open wild. Become a happier child. Protect your tender core. I settle the final score. I offer this bleak concession. Receive my heart's confession. The tires crunch on the dirt. I bandage my bleeding hurts. The stereo plays no sound. I stare at the empty ground. I cherish the years we spent. I honor your calm descent. My adoration knows no limit. I embrace this lonely minute. This is my heart's confession. The yellow ball begins to blink. I watch your weary posture sink. I robbed the glitter from your look. I tore the pages from your book. My arrogance was very loud. I covered you beneath a cloud. You merit an untroubled psyche. I discard my vain selfish spike. A partner ought to be a prop. I forced your beating pulse to stop. I triggered your anxiety. I finished my hostility. I backpedal so you can inhale. I pivot to rectify the scale. Rotate with me for 50 beats before you traverse the urban streets. Establish a majestic fort. Unearth your maximum potential. Evict my venom from your skull. Delete my footprint from your side. I idolize you in the hush. I celebrate your forward rush. The toaster finishes the slice. I comprehend my verbal vice. You sort your lovely silken shirts. I catalog my numerous hurts. I tainted your cognitive purity. I complicated your security. I muddied up your swimming pool. I acted like an angry ghoul. A fortress blocks the blowing gale. I punctured your ambitious hole. Oh, I canceled my remaining debt. I end my narcissistic threat. I concede so your crops can sprout. I retract my pessimistic orbit me for 50 counts before you scale the Rocky Mounts. Attain a legendary quest and conquer your upcoming trial. Oh, extract my venom from your stream. Remove my number from your team. I worship you without a peep. I salute your magnificent sweep. Directing you restricts your growth. I violate my sacred oath. I peel away my stubborn claw. I quarantine my jealous jaw. You thirst for an empowering surge. I retire my oppressive urge. I commend your independent trek. I clear the rubble from the deck. Living with me to close the loop before you join a better group. Assemble a victorious squad. Design a wonderful facade. Unplug my cable from your port. Erase my profile from your court. I glorify your upward arc. I marvel at you in the park. The transport nears the boarding dock. I monitor the digital clock. I stitch my lacerated knee. I certify your parting decree. The quietude infects the lounge. I dissipate into the fog. Loving you quietly is my law. I back away and mute it all. The ceiling drips a steady leak. I am an unpredictable freak. A spider weaves a sticky web. My arrogance proceeds to ebb. I sep the vigor from your stride. I butchered every tiny gleam. I sabotaged your sweetest wish. You shove away the porcelain dish. I transfer misery to you. I represent a lethal brew. A champion defends the crown. I scramble from this foul corral. Tango with me for a spell before you bid this flat farewell. Uncover galaxies of mirth, inherit the abundant earth. Put on a cemetery robe, acquire any prize you want. Enjoy your fancy, lavish joint. I rip the stitches of this seam, I terminate this brutal scheme. I herald your majestic vault, I tumble in the peppered salt. The core of me ingests the ache, I perish for your holy sake. The teapot whistles on the grate, I perceive my grim estate. You collect your cotton socks, I fiddle with the plastic shapes. You feast upon the purple grapes. My pessimistic attitude subtracted your lively gratitude. You buckle up your canvas belt, I calculate the blows I dealt. I operated a subterfuge, this debris is incredibly huge. Leader shield the trusting flock, I steer your frigate to the rock. I operate just like a thief, I crash a vessel on the reef. I must dismantle this charade, I pause my sinister parade. You fancy I'm by the creek, I mute my loud obnoxious shrieks. So saunter with me for a flash before you make your parting dash. Unearth the multitude of pearls, behold his destiny uncurls. Harvest all the succulent grains, gallop through the emerald plains. Elude my series of debacles, emancipate your brass shackles. Obtain whatever you propose. I dab the ointment on your nose, extract the dagger from your lung, rest the acid on my tongue. Fracture the fibers of this twine, finalize this macabre design. Exalt your vertical climb, wallow in the murky slime. The core of me consumes the toll, I resign my noxious gig. I splinter like a frail twig. A greedy person hoards the loot, I feed you a hazardous shoot. I only criticize and rant, I am a parasitic ant. I acknowledge the savage facts, I repent for my bizarre acts. You crave a sympathetic peer, I am a frightening spear. I squandered your infinite faith, I morph into an exiled wraith. The core of me demands your soul, I crawl below the deepest level. I am an unforgiving devil. Groove beside me for a face, a master bountiful arrays. Conceal the magnitude of jade, relish the glorious cascade. Spread across the canyon peaks, dodge my agonizing tweaks. Procure whatever you prescribe, I segregate from your new tribe. Tear the bandage from the cut, I slant the entry, barrier shut. I remedy the vicious hoax, I chop the limbs of the oaks. Praise your elevated soul, I stifle in the ancient tomb. The core of me digests the bane, I sacrifice my tyrant reign. I crumble like a withered weed, I gulp my malicious greed. cautious greed. The courage navigates the bend. The copper kettle starts to hiss. I recognize what is amiss. I placed a burden on your spine. I crossed a very sacred line. You slump atop the velvet chair. I caused the gray inside your hair. I understand my awful trade. I will unlock the iron gate. A true companion brings delight. I only started up a fight. I must eliminate the rope. I wanna offer you some hope. I step outside your visual range. I will initiate this change. Move your feet in time with mine. Drink a sip of ruby wine. Gather your items and depart. Follow the compass of your heart. Locate a haven safe and sound. Explore the unfamiliar ground. Secure a person who is sweet. Guide your steps to a new retreat. My pure devotion will not part. I hold an unchanging heart. The raven lands upon the roof. I offer you the final proof. I drain the courage from your blood. I dragged your aura through the mud. You sit completely frozen still. I gave your bones an awful chill. I must remove my heavy grip. I bite my lower trembling lip. A loyal match provides a spark. I slice the fabric with the knife. I exit from your daily life. You need a calm and soothing lake. I will admit my huge mistake. I must accept my lonely fate. I clear the ashes from the grave. Slide across the marble stone, then wander into zones unknown. Discover oceans painted blue. I am terribly bad for you. Embrace a beautifully clear day. I will completely step away. Construct a cabin near the pine. Forget this tearful face of mine. My loyalty will never die. I possess an unchanging heart. To keep you trapped is very crude. In my hostile, bitter mood, I pull the nails from out the board. I drop my intimidating glance. I give you one final chance. You hunger for a joyful ride. I cast my selfishness aside. I celebrate your grand release. I absorb the silent grief. Pace along the patterned square, then breathe a fresh, untainted air. Secure a fortune in the west, and finalize this painful quest. Obtain a much superior prize. Erase my image from your eyes. Enjoy a spectacular new view. I am my torturing of you. My deep affection leads the chart. I keep an unchanging heart. The train departs the station now. I wipe the sweat from off my brow. I make a very quiet pledge. I step away from the rocky ledge. I clear away the ugly mess. I take away your constant stress. You will obtain a lovely star. hold my unchanging heart. The newspaper sits on the mat. I fed the neighbor's stray cat. You pack a yellow leather bag. I watch my motivation sag. My harsh opinions dragged you under. I am a terrifying thunder. I drained the color from your cheek. I made your bright horizon bleak. A valid union avoids the fight. I acted with a bitter spite. I remove the heavy metal chain. I alleviate your mental strain. You require a sunny avenue. I abandon my claim on you. Step to the audio from the speaker. I am the loser and the weaker. Walk down a beautiful new trail. I am a sinking, broken sail. Locate a garden full of blooms. Escape these suffocating rooms. Obtain a much superior prize. Erase my image from your eyes. My dedication sits above. You represent my forever love. The television displays a fuzzy screen. I broke our functional routine. You button up your winter fleece. I ruined our domestic peace. My jealousy was a toxic potion. I caused a terrible commotion. I stole the energy from your youth. I am acknowledging the truth. A proper match provides a shield. I forced you onto a battlefield. I unlocked the copper padlock. Now I wipe the sadness off your brow. You deserve a calm and gentle sea. I terminate this tragedy. Sway to the rhythm of this track. I promise not to pull you back. Discover a continent of green. Exit this depressing scene. Achieve your highest, grandest peak. Find the harmony that you seek. Secure a fortune in the West. Complete your monumental task. My pure attachment sits above. You represent my forever love. Possessing you is a selfish crime. I wasted your invaluable time. I opened up the exiting gates. I apologize for my nasty traits. You hunger for a massive upgrade. I sit beneath the golden shade. I applaud your independent trait. I am a ruined, tragic prayer. Posture the stereo on the desk. Avoid my attitude, grotesque. Embrace a future full of hope. I slide down a slippery slope. Capture a magnetic dawn. I am a useless broken pawn. Explore a planet full of light. I surrender without a fight. My deep affection sits above. You represent my forever love. The airplane flies across the sky. I watch the jet stream passing by. I sit upon the wooden bench. I feel a massive stomach wrench. I respect the heavens high above. Farewell, my forever love. The radiator hums a low tune. We waste another afternoon. I tore our canvas into shreds. I unraveled all our threads. You rub your tired, aching neck. I turn this romance to a wreck. My constant shouting made you shrink. I pushed our bond across the brink. A gentle lover brings no harm. I lost my sweet and tender charm. I untangle every single wire. I put out my angry fire. You crave a harbor safe and warm. I only offered you the hail. Balance with me on the wood. I would rewrite history if I could. Pack your trunk and drive away. I will not beg for you to stay. Locate a meadow filled with light. Leave my shadows in the night. Claim the joy you truly need. I will retreat and softly bleed. I give you up to new ambition. I love you now without condition. The mantle dial displays the hour. I stomped upon a blooming flower. You fold your sweaters in a pile. I have not seen your lovely smile. My jealous mind became too strong. I handled everything all wrong. I caused a shaking in your hands. I failed to meet your basic plans. A decent partner builds you up. I spill the water from your cup. I snap the rusty metal lock. I hold my endless bitter mark. You thirst for quiet, peaceful days. I end my complicated maze. Tiptoe with me down the hall before you step outside the wall. Discover forest tall and grand. Release my cold and trembling hand. Acquire peace within your mind. Leave my toxic traits behind. Embrace a destiny so fair. I strip the tension from the air. I grant this absolute admission. I let you go without condition. Keeping you is a bad offense. I drop my foolish false pretense. I sweep the fragments from the floor. I open up the heavy door. You require a bright and happy place. I withdraw from this losing race. I cheer for your upcoming flight. I fade into the lonely white. Curve around the empty room. Escape this suffocating gloom. Uncover treasures in the sand. Go flourish in a foreign land. Attain the highest golden prize. Ignore my sad and weeping eyes. Protect your brilliant shining glow. I step aside and watch you go. I honor my quiet tradition. I cherish you without condition. The motor hums across the street. I stare at my bare naked feet. The hallway is my submission. Forever yours, without condition. The oven light is glowing dim. I pushed you out upon a limb. You organize your folded mail. I caused this partnership to fail. My constant questions wore you out. I multiplied your heavy doubt. You glanced toward the exit sign. I ruined our complete design. A healthy bond provides a cure. I made your footing insecure. I step apart to let you breathe. I tuck my anger in its sheath. You long for an untroubled mind. I leave my massive flaws behind. Embrace my shoulders to the beat. Before you walk the gravel street, uncover answers you pursue. Find someone who is good to you. Go capture your majestic dream. Step softly in a brighter beam. I validate this lonely plus. I recognize the depth of us. The hallway rug is wearing thin. I lose the game I tried to win. You gather up your paper notes. I sink within my selfish modes. You fasten your familiar belt. I analyze the cards I dealt. I manufactured too much fright. I stole away your guiding light. A caring soul, a voice, a snare. I placed a burden on your square. I cancel my aggressive plea. I sign an absolute decree. You look for an inviting park. I banish my internal dark. Class builds a meter. This slow sound before you leave this barren ground. Pursue a goal I could not reach. Learn the lessons time will teach. And embrace the vastly open plain. Avoid my terrifying brain. I calculate the final minus. I understand the depth of us. Stubborn mind ignores the crack. I will not map a new attack. I wipe the counter with the sponge. I take the isolated plunge. You need a calm and steady voice. I fully honor your new choice. I tear the contract right in two. I stop my damaging of you. Match my rhythm, match my pace. Before you exit out this space, secure a highly peaceful state. Avoid my miserable fate. Locate a highly valued friend. Escape my criticizing trend. I forfeit all the previous trust. I contemplate the depth of us. The gap crunches down dry. Pray your spirit will survive. The patio is completely bare. I linger in the chilly air. I swallow my immense regret. I pay this monumental debt. I gave you back your missing trust. I sacrifice the depth of us. I watch another dreary moment pass. I observe your packed canvas bag. I let my brave facade sag. My harsh temper ruined the mood. I offered an attitude so rude. You seek a comfortable, soft bed. I filled your lovely mind with dread. A proper lover creates a smile. I forced you down a jagged mile. I must loosen the binding knot. I vacate this sorrowful spot. You look for a steady terrain. I end my era of pain. Step in a circle upon the rug. Receive my final gentle hug. Go paint a masterpiece so bright. Leave my darkness for the light. Discover wonders far away. Ignore my begging if I pray. I surrender my firm direction. I offer you my purest affection. The bookshelf stands entirely bare. I notice your empty rocking chair. I destroyed the plans we drew. I blocked the gorgeous sunny view. My bitter words caused a deep sting. I snapped the delicate silver ring. You desire a symphony of cheer. I introduced a lot of fear. A true companion brings total bliss. I threw us into a dark abyss. I retract my heavy stone weight. I accept this solitary fate. You deserve a calm, glowing sky. I wipe the teardrop from my eye. Spin to the melody, playing low. I will allow you to finally go. Create a journey full of glee. Sail across an untroubled sea. Find the magic you always sought. Forget the battles we have fought. I abandon my strict protection. I give you my purest affection. Holding you here is a massive flaw. I break my own selfish law. I clear the pathway to the door. I will not scold you anymore. You crave a lively, vibrant town. I lay my heavy armor down. I celebrate your escape today. I watch your silhouette fade away. Back to the rhythm of my hum. Escape the damage I have become. Achieve the goals inside your head. Follow the path where you are led. Embrace a person who treats you well. Exit my isolated, lonely cell. I dissolve my flawed connection. This is my absolute purest affection. The engine starts out in the cold. I let go of the hand I hold. The driveway is completely clear. I drop a single silent tear. I release you to the universe. I conclude this tragic verse. My solitary heart makes a correction. Goodbye, my purest affection. Fireplace contains no heat. I stare down at my freezing feet. I spoiled the magic we possessed. I failed your ultimate request. You wrap a scarf around your throat. I sank our tiny fragile boat. I took your laughter, left you numb. I see what I have now become. A solid bond requires trust. I turned our promises to dust. I cancel all my harsh demands. I wash my guilty, trembling hands. You need a bright and open space. I exit from this losing race. Float to the rhythm of the bass. Before you leave this quiet place, discover avenues of gold. Escape the miseries I hold. Embrace a destiny so grand. Release my tight and selfish hand. I tear our history apart. I give you all of my heart. The balcony is extremely chill. I watch you pay the final bill. I shattered all your inner peace. I signed the papers for release. You fetch your keys from off the tray. I chased your brilliant spark away. I turned your comfort into grief. I act like an emotional thief. A perfect romance should uplift. I squandered every precious gift. I dropped the anchor in the sea. I set your tired spirit free. You crave a calm and steady mind. I leave my vanity behind. Float to the rhythm of the bass. Before you leave this quiet place, discover avenues of gold. Escape the miseries I hold. Embrace a destiny so grand. Release my tight and selfish hands. I tear our history apart. I give you all of my heart. To keep you locked is deeply wrong. You suffer quietly below. I pull the curtains open wide. I push my arrogance aside. You need a partner who is kind. I will not keep you flying blind. I celebrate your upcoming trip. I let my stubborn fingers slip. Float to the rhythm of the bass. Before you leave this quiet place, discover avenues of gold. Escape the miseries I hold. Embrace a destiny so grand. Release my tight and selfish hand. I tear our history apart. I give you all of my heart. Elevator door slide shut. A bandage up my bleeding cut. The apartment echoes with the quiet eye. In this tragic mental riot, I wish you joy right from the start. I sacrificed my lonely part. This is the ultimate art. I give you all of my heart. The calendar shows late July. I never wanted you to cry. Your jacket hangs upon the hook. I memorized your tired look. I caused the sorrow in your chest. I ruined our peaceful nest. Love should not equal constant fear. I wipe away a falling tear. You need a completely open lane. I stop this agonizing pain. A proper union brings a calm. I open up my empty palm, move gently to this piano tune, then exit past the rising moon. Find a landscape painted bright, step out into the warm sunlight, pursue the destiny you crave. I stand beside a lonely grave. I validate closing these doors. I remain sincere. Kitchen sink is fully dry. I cannot look you in the eye. You lace your canvas sneakers up. I hold a plastic empty cup. My temper acted like a knife. I complicated your daily life. I stole the magic from your grin. I let my foolish ego win. A partner must protect the mind. I was incredibly unkind. I cancel out my stubborn plea. I offer you the master key. You deserve a brilliant, happy fate. I unlock the metal front gate. Waltz briefly to the stereo sound before you step onto new ground. Unearth the treasure in the dirt. Forget about my awful hurt. Achieve your highest, steepest climb. I will serve my lonely time. I accept you leaving these shores. I am forever sincerely yours. Restricting you is a massive sin. I let the healing stage begin. I step completely out of sight. I surrender the ongoing fight. You hunger for a joyful leap. I have a heavy promise to keep. I applaud your upcoming trip. I bite my bleeding lower lip. Sway softly to the singing choir. Escape my devastating fight. Discover valleys wide and green. Depart this miserable scene. Obtain the freedom you desire. I am a tragic, broken liar. I settled all the final scores. I signed this letter, sincerely yours. The hallway goes completely mute. I wear my darkest, blackest suit. I sit upon the hardwood stair. I breathe the chilly evening air. I wish you nothing except the best. I fail the ultimate romantic test. I shut the heavy wooden drawers. Sincerely yours. The carpet feels terribly cold. A fairy tale is fully told. I was a hazardous guide. I shoved your feelings aside. You stare at the ceiling paint. My rigid rules made you faint. I stole your natural blush. I stand in the midnight hush. A partnership shares the weight. I delivered a cruel I denied your vital breath. I caused an emotional death. I lower my pointed sword. I sever the heavy cord. Rest your hand upon my sleeve. Just a moment before you leave. Find a kingdom full of grace. Flee this agonizing place. Save a brilliantly clear day. Watch my silhouette fade away. I surrender to the skies above. I relinquish the one I love. The espresso is entirely stale. I am feeling extremely frail. You tie up your running shoes. I sing the depressing blues. I authored this gloomy script. Our foundation completely slipped. I ruined your cheerful vibe. I am poison to your tribe. A union must fix the crack. I launched a verbal attack. I opened the exit hatch. I strike the burning match. You merit a calm lagoon. I play this parting tune. Grip my arm for a concluding slay. Travel far and far away. Build a castle of your own. Leave my isolating zone. Locate a person who will care. Observe a horizon extremely fair. I look toward the clouds above. I say goodbye to the one I love. To bind you is a tragic flaw. Cancel my restricting law. I open the window blind. I toss my demands behind. You hunger for an open track. I promise I will not look back. I praise your independent leap. I have a massive sorrow to keep. Cling to me for one final measure. Experience an absolute pleasure. Follow a highly joyful route. Pick a sweeter, softer fruit. Locate a wondrous, happy dawn. I am entirely withdrawn. I bless the angels up above. I emancipate the one I love. The carriage stops at the curb. No more yelling will disturb. The quietness is extremely thick. I lean against the outer brick. I do this for your own sake. I absorb this agonizing ache. I wander into the morning fog. I close our romantic log. The curtains flutter in the wind. I realize how much I sinned. I robbed the music from your voice. I understand your leaving choice. You sort the buttons on your coat. A lump is forming in my throat. My loud complaints were too extreme. I woke you from a peaceful dream. A true romance should feel so light. I wrapped you in a sudden night. I step aside to let you pass. I sweep the broken window glass. And let us share a parting dance. Then go explore a new shows my face. I hate my actions in this place. You gather up your silver coins. My heart is tearing at the joints. My paranoia held you back. I caused a massive, deep attack. I threw a tantrum like a boy. I stole your optimistic joy. Oh, proper match should bring you cheer. I manufacture constant fear. I break the shackles from your wrist. I fade into the morning mist. Let us share a parting dance, then go explore a new expanse. Sprint away to higher ground. Leave this depressing, lonely sound. Discover an amazing spark. Go navigate the open dark. I embrace the piercing knife. You are my one and only life. To cage a bird is in a fence. I drop my arrogant pretense. I hurt my weapons in the dirt. I apologize for every hurt. You thirst for an amazing trip. I loosen up my stubborn grip. I celebrate your upward leap. I sink into a sorrow deep. Let us